What's up, YTPC? Uncle Willie coming to you from the coop. This Tuesday afternoon, early afternoon, about 2 o'clock. Smoking my Peterson. It just says filter. I think it's and the Aaron, A-R-A-N, Aaron, whatever. It's got that typical Peterson rustication on it. Just a billiard. 107 is the shape. In it is some dark flake unscented. I popped that box open. That 1 pound box I showed y'all yesterday. Popped that baby open a little while ago, rolled up a flake. It's funny because in the box, it's all flake, cut through, but when you pick it up, they fall apart. So that's why when I bought the bulk, it was all broken flake with long strings in it. When I tried to pull a flake out of that and it just ripped. When I picked up 2 or 3 flakes, they just sort of like dangled together. It almost looked like I had a handful of dreadlocks. But it had the famous aroma of the dark fire, burnt ends, barbecue. Yeah. And it's got that wonderful, pardon me, it's got that wonderful dark fire taste. I brought it out, started a video where I popped the box open and everything, and I didn't like the video, so this is take 2. I got a couple things I'm gonna try to go over. Hopefully I don't forget any. But you know how that CRS works on us older, wiser guys, because they say with age comes wisdom. I'll take it. I just wished I was born rich instead of so damn good looking, but it is what it is. So first up, little moisture. The Flake I showed y'all, I wanted to touch base on that. When Dave sent me that sample months back, I enjoyed it because of the very little latakia in it, like the Bob's chocolate. It's just got a little bit there playing in the background. So I was excited when I got the Navy Flake and I popped it open. I smoked it in a old, I think it is an aged Algerian, and it was called a, I can't remember now, but it's something antique. It was a billiard about like this, but it's from like the 60s. It had no flavor. And there goes my neighbor. I had high hopes for that, and it had no flavor. And the more I smoked it, the less it tasted anywhere being good. It just had, so I dumped it. I mean, I dumped it right there, and it was like 7/8 of the bowl. It had a funky taste to it that was not a flavorful taste from the tobacco, so I blamed it on the pipe. I just dumped it, went got something else to try to get the taste out of my mouth. And the next day, I come out with a different bowl, and I smoked my Radice rind rustication poker, which is a very good smoking pipe. Still had no flavor. It didn't have any, it had zero Latakia taste in it. And right on the front of the tin, it says Navy Flake, a blend of Virginias with a touch of Latakia. I think. I don't know word for word. I don't have that out here. But for some reason, after 2 bowls, I'm come to the decision that I don't like it. I will try it again at some point, but not this tin. Because after smoking 2 different bowls and having the same result, I think that tin just needs to be moved on. So when I do my next GAW, I'll include that in it. And like always, if you get some tobacco that I send out and you don't like it, move it on, pass it on to somebody else, give it to somebody and let them have a try of something maybe they like or never tried or whatever. Just if you don't like something I send you, don't throw it away. Just send it to somebody else, give it to somebody. I've thrown away enough tobacco before I realized how the YTPC works, that you just pass it on. There's no hard feelings. Everybody tastes different. So that's my thought on the Navy Flake. I was also asked, how does the McBaron HH line of Old Dark Fire, how does that measure up to the Dark Flake Unscented? Some people would tell you that it doesn't measure up. I'm not one of those people. I really enjoy the HH Dark Fire, the old Dark Fired. I like it so much, I bought a pound of it. I don't reach for it that often because I have the Dark Flake Unscented. And in the bottom of that box, I've got that pound of the Dark Flake Unscented, but I done put it back in the container, so I can't pull it back out and show you what it looks like. Like I said, it looks like dreadlocks when you try to pull a flake out of the box, the Tupperware thing that it comes in. Now, getting back to the comparison of the two, they are very similar in taste and very similar in aroma because they both have Dark Fired Kentucky. Anything with a substantial amount of Dark Fired Kentucky is going to take on that barbecue flavor, burnt ends type thing. Barbecue chicken where the barbecue sauce is just starting to burn and is giving off that tremendous aroma in the backyard barbecue. That's what they both have similarities in their taste. They also have similarities in their taste. They also have similarities in their aroma, but they also have similarities in their taste because both of them are Virginia / Dark Fire Kentucky. And the tobacco family that they're both considered burleys. So if you don't like the dark fire Kentucky, you won't like the HH Old Dark Fired. You won't like the HH Bold Kentucky. You won't like the Dark Fired Unscented. You won't like Kendall Kentucky. You won't like the Dark Bird's Eye. I mean, the list goes on of the stuff that has Dark Fire Kentucky. They all have similarities. Some will have different aftertaste, different burning. Everything's different from tobacco to tobacco. I won't say that the dark fired is so much, or the dark flake is so much better than the old dark fired, because I do reach for the old dark fired, just not as often as the dark flake. Both of them are very, very good tobaccos, high quality. The Galworth brothers, they source the best tobaccos. So their tobacco, and they cure it differently. The old dark fired is cured, I think, in a barn with smoke and everything. The dark fire, the dark flake is Malawi and something else, air cured. They're both cured similar, but just a little different. But they both are very, very good tobaccos. I wouldn't turn down either one. If you can't get Galworth, Hogarth, and you can get HH, get the HH. I recommend it, highly recommend it. Like I said, I liked it so much, I bought a pound. And then when I got the dark flake, the old dark fire sort of went to the back burner. I do reach for it. So that's that. I don't think I covered the lighter yet. Somebody inquired about my lighter. Rattrays, that's their symbol. This is called the Bell, B-E-L, the Bell pipe lighter. It's a flip top lid, has a flint, so the flint wheel is right here. You'll see the way I light it is with that finger. I have no complaints about this lighter. My only thing is the aesthetic part, and you have to know about it to see it or feel it. I thought that from opening it, I'm not putting that much pressure on it, but I thought from opening it, it sort of bent the hinge, because when it's closed and it flips up this way, you can feel the lid on that side. This side you can't. The lid is actually sitting on there, just not even a degree off. Just by looking at it, you never know. I don't know if it was like that or if I just noticed it later down the road. It has a flame adjustment wheel, a little screwdriver. You can also use your finger if you don't bite your fingernails, which that's a whole nother nasty habit we'll talk about some other time. Flint, easily to replace. Pull that back, it locks into place. Drop your flint down in there. It's got a little button right here. Pushes it forward. Of course, it turns, so you got to get it going. I use Caribe flints because they are softer but more durable. They're easier lighting than the Zippo flints. Takes butane, like I said. And it's just a very good lighter. Not only does it look good, but it works good. I bought this from Tobacco Pipes. Now the next thing I want to show you is pretty badass. My wife got me a couple phone cases, and I told y'all about one, but I had it on my phone, so I took it off so I could show it to you. This is the one that I had. This one just came yesterday, I think. Pretty cool. That way I can switch them out. And then, being my birthday coming up, I bought me a new cup. And if you look closely, yeah, Squatchaflage. Squatch Metalworks. You'll see that he is all over the mug. Yes, I'm like a kid at heart. I love little things like that. And as y'all know, I like Bigfoot. In case you were wondering. Oh, and I did tell you that I got the mobile lounge back, I think. If not, I did. I got the mobile lounge back this morning. Guy called me yesterday, said it was ready to go. So I went to pick it up this morning, and they wanted to give me a little runaround about the price. I said, this is what the guy told me yesterday. That's what I intend on paying. They talked it over and all. He told me to go have a seat in their lounge. He come in there and said, we got it straightened out. Come back out, and it was what he told me yesterday is what the price was, so it's all good. He replaced the computer. And now when I put my vehicle in reverse, my camera comes on, but I got lines indicating where I'm at in the parking spot. It never had lines before. Before you just put it in reverse and the camera comes on. My wife has those lines that when you turn your wheel, it turns the camera before you start moving. But it gives you an idea of where you're gonna end up. And it has a dotted line straight down the middle. It has a 2 for the wheels and then 1 down the middle showing you the center of your vehicle. Pretty cool. I don't really use the camera. Only at the end of my backing in. I use my mirrors. I was used to driving a truck, pulling a trailer. So I've used my mirrors my whole driving career. My brother-in-law taught me that when I was like 18. And I've always used mirrors when cars never had them on the passenger side. Then in like the 80s or 90s, they started putting a mirror on both sides. I always use both mirrors. That's the way I back up. So I don't really care about the camera, but it's a nice upgrade. So if my wife drives my car, it gives her a reference, because she don't back up and she don't look in the mirrors. She looks occasionally, but she depends on her camera because she don't like driving in reverse. So anyway, that's everything I got. Cheers. Remember, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And with that being said, until next time, you know what to do. Stuff them and puff them.